Good morning, Dan. It's Friday morning, May, I don't know, like 23rd or something, Friday before Memorial Day weekend. I've been meaning to make this video really ever since Wednesday morning, maybe even Tuesday night. And as you'll see, I've been quite busy. So Tuesday night, Beth and I were at Lucas and Daryl Ann's for dinner, and we knew there was a storm coming in. It was supposed to be kind of stormy and rainy all day with like 2 inches of rain from 4 to 5 in the afternoon, which never came to fruition, and which was fine. So we went over to Lucas and Daryl Ann's about 6. Skies were darkening. There was some lightning on the distance. And then about 6:30, we got the tornado sirens that went off. And, we were getting all our phones were lighting up with, warnings of straight line winds, blah, 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 blah. So their next door neighbor had a it was like a little windmill. That's what it looked like, a little weather vane, like in the yard between the houses. And that thing, I swear, was spinning so fast, I'm surprised it didn't take off. And it was whipping around, and the wind was just crazy. While we were having dinner, my phone was in my pocket, and it started to slip out. So I pulled it out and put it on the sideboard. So after dinner, after we were finished eating, the storm had kind of blew itself out. We went into the living room, and we had brought records over, some like 33s, and we were listening to music. And we were there until, I don't know, a little after 9. And we headed home. I grabbed my phone, I put it in my pocket. We got home, and I had this on my phone. I was like, oh shit. It's like, Beth, we need to go into Mugby. So we went in, it's 10 o'clock at night, and the roof, coming down, the front roof coming down at Mugby was like, well, you can see there were branches everywhere. No real giant branches, nothing, beyond, let's say, 5 or 6 feet. Nothing hit the building. It didn't need to. But the straight line winds were so powerful that it got up under somehow and pried up one of those. So this roof is, as you'll see in these pictures, each of the roof panels is about 1 foot by 4 feet. And each of those molded like tile squares are approximately 1 by 1. And there's 4 of them in a panel. And what happens is the panel, the backside of the panels, as the panels overlap, they screw into the trusses, and then the front sides just snap into the course below them. So anyway, over the years, those fasteners have, given up the ghost, and it was installed in 56, 54. They've been there a long time with no maintenance at all. So fortunately, once those winds stopped, those crazy winds stopped, the rain stopped as well. There was a big puddle of water in the roastery when we got there, but that was it. There was no water in the main part of the building. None of the equipment was wet, inexplicably. I couldn't believe it. So there's not a lot we could do. So Beth and I cleaned all the branches up out of the driveway. And then also the side panel where the big Mugby Junction sign is, over the peak light, like where the cars are waiting for the drive-through, if you look straight up, that side panel was hanging free as well. So that had come loose. So Wednesday, I spent most of the day calling insurance, because I thought I was going to file a claim, calling roofing contractors. And the roofing contractor from La Crosse that we used for our house that did the metal roof, they're called Lediger. They said they would send a tech over to take a look and figure out how to fix this. So I got the side panels fixed on Wednesday and screwed back down. I never heard anything from Lediger. They never showed up on Thursday. I was obviously getting worried. On Wednesday. So Thursday, I decided, well, I'm going to have to fix this roof. I don't know if Lediger is going to come or what. And the more I look at it, the more I thought, I think I'll be able to get those pieces back in and laid in once I saw how they were put together. But so I did call Stefan. He came over because I thought I need an extra set of hands, and we were able to get most of it put back in. I did put some extra fasteners like in the leading edges of the panels just to make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. And here's what it looks like now. So it looks pretty good. At least it's going to be weather tight. But I talked to Lediger, and here's what the plan is going to be. Is what I would like to do is pull all those roof panels off. Like I said, they come off really easily. Unfortunately, I want to and the trusses are 4 foot center. I want to deck it. I want to put what's called ice shield, which is this rubberized, super tough protectant against moisture, and then put those panels back on again. And a lot of the leading edges of the panels have little rust holes in them. I can caulk those, but that way any moisture that gets in is not gonna get into the building. Those panels are too cool. I don't want to lose them. So then when I went into Mugby really early Wednesday morning. When I came back into the neighborhood, I realized just how much damage had been done all over the city, but all of these shots are just from our neighborhood. When I went to walk Sadie that morning, there's a huge tree blocking the entrance to the field. And looking at the tree, it's not even rotten. I talked to Chris, who lives in that house, and she said the whole tree has to come down now. There were trees uprooted. There were branches everywhere. It was just generally, some big winds. Apparently, there was a tornado reported up like a Rolling Stone, or up near Altura, which is out where Bonnie Ray's is, the little breakfast place we go to. So that was our day. I'm hoping that the Mugby roof is weather tight enough. We never stopped. We never had to close. We kept operating, even with a giant hole in the roof. Hopefully Lediger can get out there in the next, month, and we can actually get that whole thing fixed somehow. I'm really on the fence about whether to even file an insurance claim. I was able to get those panels back down. I feel like, honestly, if I do, it's, there was a hole torn in. It did the structural integrity of the roof is, what's the word I'm looking for? Compromised. So we'll see. I may not have to, but it's a $5,000 deductible. If it's $20,000 through the roof, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. So that was my fun day, on Wednesday and Thursday and Tuesday night. And that is my story. I'm sticking to it.